This video will introduce you to the basic features of TaskUnifier, an open source software available for your project management and scheduling needs. You'll want to start out by entering in some of your basic information. From the File menu, go to Manage Contacts, Context, Folders, Goals, Locations, and Tag. We'll start by entering in the contacts. Click on the Contacts tab, and you can see we already have some contacts in there. To add an additional contact, click the Add button down at the bottom, enter in the name, and you can also enter in an email and add a color to help with visibility. Next, we'll add folders. When we add our tasks in later, we can sort them into different folders. We'll add an additional folder here. You can also add in locations where your tasks or events might happen. You can see that we have some loaded in here. We'll add in an additional location as well. And again, to help with visibility, you can also add in colors for any of these items. We'll make this one yellow. When you're done, click OK, and we're ready to add in some of our tasks. From the main screen, click on the Add Task icon. Here, I can enter in my task. Once I've entered in my task, I can right-click and click Edit Task to enter the details of my task. I can set the priority level. This one will set to medium. I can set a location. This one will be in the warehouse. I can set a start date. For this one, we'll select March 5th, as well as a due date, March 9th. I can select a contact for this task by clicking on the File folder next to the location box. This one we will assign to Jeff, and that will link it to him. And I can also select a reminder. For this one, we'll have a one-day reminder. Down below, you can enter in any notes, as well as link to any websites or folders and files on your local computer. Here, we'll link to the inventory instructions. When you're done, click OK, and we can see that the details have been added to the main screen of the program. From here, we can see that our details are now showing up in the main window, and I can also add in progress, as well as note when my tasks have been completed as well. And you can see that it crosses out when you complete it. I can also add in subtasks by right-clicking and clicking Add Subtask, and I can enter in similar information underneath. You can see that subtasks are indented, so it's easy to tell which main task they fall underneath. You can see that I've added in some more tasks, so we can look at the sorting features available. I can sort by progress, title, location, start date, priority, and any of the different categories. I can also edit any of the edit task attributes from this window as well, simply by clicking on the appropriate category and making the changes. Next, we'll take a look at the calendar feature. So you can click over to the calendar tab, and you can see that right now it lists all of my tasks by start date. I can list them by start date, by due date, or both. From the calendar, I can also edit tasks as well. Simply double-click and the Edit Task pane opens. An additional feature you can add in is for repeating tasks. For the Board of Directors meeting, I'll repeat that task weekly. You can see that the weekly task hasn't repopulated, but if I go back to my task screen, select my Board of Directors as completed, you can see it marks that one as completed and schedules the next one for the following week. If we go back to the calendar, we can see that that task is now for the following week. We'll go back again to the main tasks tab, and you can see I can narrow my list of tasks by clicking on the appropriate category. So if I want to look at only completed tasks, I simply click on completed. I can also click on starred tasks and any of the different categories. I can also use folders to help sort my tasks as well. You can see the folders that we entered in earlier are down here, and to move a task of a specific folder, easily just drag it to the appropriate folder. And I can click on folders again to sort to the appropriate tasks. This has given you a brief overview of TaskUnifier. There are many additional features you may like to explore, but this is definitely an easy to use program to help meet your needs.